All right. Thank you. Let's first thank the camera lady, and this is the third take. We're going to get this right. Okay. So if you have been asking what is the whole big deal with these convicted felons, possession of firearms, and the whole thing that's been going on, Bruin standards, since the Bruin case, what's going on? So let's give a high-level overview of what's going on here. First, a few years ago, the United States Supreme Court passed something in Bruin. I believe it was out of New York, but it was Bruin. And basically, Bruin said that you need to look at the historical context of basically when the Constitution was instituted to look at that point in time what society was like to decide some of the things that we have today. So one of the things we have today is felon possession of a firearm. If you're a convicted felon, you cannot possess a firearm. Some people have started to argue under the Second Amendment, which I agree that is unconstitutional. You cannot prevent a convicted felon or anyone from possessing a firearm unless if they're incarcerated. I'll give you that. Other than that, or we need to have a seriously talk about it. But you definitely can't keep. As it is right now, you could be 20 years old, you go to the club, you get in a fight, and you get a battery charge. Now, for the rest of your life, you can no longer carry a gun. I'm sure there's a lot of people on this channel watching that. You got a drug charge when you're 20, 21. And I'm on the side of it don't matter what it is. After you complete and your sentence and you have repaid your debt to society, so to speak, done. All rights should be restored immediately. And I want to go off a little bit here onto people who say, oh, I'm not a convicted felon, I don't care. But today it's the convicted felons, it's me, I would submit to you. Tomorrow it's Mexican people and their race. And then it's religious people today. Maybe we don't like your religion, it's too violent, it's causing too much trouble, so you can't practice your religion. Let's take that right for it. I'm just saying it's a slippery slope. And maybe it's me and convicted felons today that lose their rights and you don't care. But tomorrow, maybe it's you. For instance, if you can take a convicted felon's Second Amendment right, can you take their First Amendment right? Can you, freedom of speech? What other freedom of religion? Can you take these rights too? It's a slippery slope. I stand on Second Amendment. When you complete your debt to society, all rights restored, period. So that's where I stand, just to let you know. But this is what's been happening in the federal courts since Bruin has told them, hey, you need to look at it like this. Several courts are now saying, hey, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon is unconstitutional, as I believe. And that's why you're starting to see some stuff that's been overturned. We got Bullock coming out of Mississippi. That's actually a violent murderer conviction of, and they were saying, and the judge ruled there that felony possession of firearm is unconstitutional under the Second Amendment, hence the Bruin standard, which the Bruin standard says, hey, go and look back at the time. Because if we go back to the cowboy times and back in those days, when there was not even a thought your guns would be, you can possess a gun for the rest of your life because you went to prison or jail or something. That wasn't even a thought when the Constitution was implemented. So to me, it's easy. This is not rocket science. The Second Amendment, those rights, you have them. It is not subject to the whim of the courts or anybody else. So I just want to explain that. We'll get in more show. I got Ninth Circuit videos over here. Check out the channel about how the Ninth Circuit in California just ruled that a non-violent convicted felon that was unconstitutional if you were trying to say he couldn't possess a firearm. So that just came out of Ninth Circuit. We got Bullock out of Mississippi. We've got Raheny in the United States Supreme Court now that we're going to be getting a ruling on, hopefully. So we got a lot of stuff popping. And what I need you to do is hit that like button, subscribe, comment. Let me know if you have been in any of this, what charge you got, how have you been doing over the years, and if you're not involved in any of this, do you understand what I'm saying as far as, yeah, it's me today, the convicted felon, but maybe it's I won't say that. Maybe it's someone else today that's looking at this and didn't think they would ever be involved in this, but maybe it's to you tomorrow. It's that sliding slope. Convicted felons today are black people, it used to be, or this certain group of people today, and then before you know it, 90% of the populace has been unarmed, and the government has, well, maybe you trust in the government completely. I've seen some things to give me the one. Anyways, we're out of here. Like, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.